Well, look at this. After quite a while of wind, we have one of those mornings. The mist is down in the valley. The sun is just about to come up over there in about 5 minutes. And with all this mist down in the valley, what that means is there's no wind, right? And you can check that with my windsock. This is my windsock here. No wind. Woohoo, let's go.
Actually, I think it might be a little bit too calm. The fog's rolled up all the way up so that I'm actually inside it now, and the runway ceases to be visible at about maybe 80 to 100 meters away. I can look directly at the sun, and I don't even have to squint or anything, just because there's so much fog in the way. You can even see it between here and that tree, which is like, what's that, like 30 meters away? I think when I finished the last video I still had a few things left to do, which was just to put the control linkages on here, and I also made up a 2S battery for it. That's with those Sony VCT6 cells. They're quite good actually for this kind of thing. And also put a little battery tray in there. I managed to stuff the receiver all the way down there, and put this one antenna I like to have coming out the top vertical. That's sort of the most important one as you get further away. Presuming the plane's flying mostly level, that is. And I've got this tiny little 12 amp ESC, which is not really sufficient because when I tested with this battery with the prop, it's actually 16 amps at full throttle, so I'll have to be a little bit careful with that. Yeah, so that's the only things that I've done since the last video. And as it sits now, it's 860 grams, which I'm quite pleased about, because if you remember the other sailplane that I made in a similar style a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago, that was 800 grams before I put the motor and ESC and everything on it. So this is only 60 grams more than that, so it's about the same, despite being 20 centimeters larger wingspan. It's actually less wing area though, this one. I think there's only about 3/4 as much wing area on this plane as there was on the other one. Yeah, and it weighs about, I think by the time I put the motor on the other one it would have been a similar weight to this. So anyway, what that all means is that this plane is going to have to fly quite a bit faster. Okay, I think we should be okay with the fog now. I can see the top of those trees quite clearly now at least, so should be good enough. I'm really tempted to just throw this without using the motor. Let's see what happens, eh? Oh, no problemo. Okay, motor on. Shouldn't go too low because the if I go down in that fog, I might lose sight of it. Yeah. Okay, it's needing, oh shit, it's needing quite a bit of back pitch, and I think I need less expo on my ailerons, because the ailerons don't respond until I get the roll stick over quite far. But other than that, it's flying pretty nice. Yeah, it's very sloppy on roll. Oh, I should be using the rudder a bit more, shouldn't I? Let's try that. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Okay, glide. Unfortunately, that prop doesn't want to stop much. Oh, there we go. Ooh. Okay, glide. I'm just bumping it up a bit in pitch to see if I can get the prop to stop spinning. Beautiful. It's coming down a bit quicker than I would have thought. Like, it doesn't glide. Oops, a bit more height please. Actually, see if I turn the motor off here. Yeah, it's losing height quickly, you know? Oh, don't go down there too much. Nice and quiet. when it's gliding. Trouble is, if you want to stop the prop, you have to like nose it up until it like almost kind of stalls a little bit. Might be the CG needs to go back a little bit, maybe. See, this is what it naturally wants to do. It wants to come down quite quickly. But let's try it over here. No flaps on this plane. Past Chris would have crashed there, by the way, because past Chris didn't know to instinctively use the rudder when that happens. Alright, so I put the CG back, what might be a little bit too far back actually, but let's see what happens. That's okay, I think. Hands off. It does want to porpoise a little bit, it seems, yeah. But staying pretty stable. Alright, hands off here. Still fast flyby. Oh, the prop's still going, hold on. It's fast, I want to do a fast flyby with the prop stopped. Woo! Right into the sun, great. Let's try that again, but I don't want to go quite so much into the sun. That's better. Let's do a fast power on flyby. Oh, it's really steady actually. It doesn't want to pull up or down when you put the power on, like it just stays neutral. See if I can land like that. Just come back and land without using any motor here. Oops, a little bit further down than I was hoping, but it's alright. Okay, we're back. It's the evening of the same day. Turns out there was actually some livestock down there, barely like 250 meters away. I couldn't even see them this morning because of the fog. It's almost sunset, so we're not going to be doing any thermaling. Probably about 20 minutes of sun still over the horizon. The wind is behind me, but there's not much of it, so should be alright. Now let's see how far I can throw this with no motor, now that I can see where it's going. Oh, it wants to go down a lot, doesn't it? Down, down, down. Wow, okay. I wonder if my pitch trim is just a bit low or something. Just feel like it should glide longer than it does, you know? Maybe it's just heavy. It's just the wing loading. Should have put some more cord on that wing. Sometimes it seems like it glides fine, but no, if I try and pitch it back more than that, it drops a wing. So let's get a bit higher and do a stall test. Stall it like this. Oh, not bad. It actually waggled. The wings waggled when it stalled, like from left to right and roll. Okay, pulling back on the pitch. That's not bad. Not bad, not bad. Dropped the wing more decisively that time. But it was very easy to fix, just with a little bit of rudder actually. Sometimes it glides quite decently. Like that seems good. Maybe I should put the CG back even more. Oh, a little bit high. A little bit high. Okay, let's try the CG back a little bit more. I think we're okay. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Is that what it was, maybe? It actually felt like it was gliding a bit nicer. Ugh. Yeah, I think it is. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It wants to drop a wingy earlier, but I think the glide behavior is better. Yes, it is. Okay. Stall it a little bit. Oh, that's better. Okay, so now, here we go. Yeah. Oh, it's rolling to the right a little bit. Quite a bit. Doesn't have much of a swoosh sound, but I think that's a good thing, right? It means that there's not much sticking out into the airflow. Oh, prop spinning. Gliding much better now, though. Yeah, that's way better. I feel like it should retain more energy when I do that, you know? When I do this like sharp turns. It's not bad. It's just not great.
For what it's worth, here's a comparison of the size of this plane with the Volantex ASW28. What? Oh, that's right. I didn't have one of these, did I? The whole reason I built this plane is because I did not have this ASW28 that I sold a few years ago. Well, as luck would have it, after I started building this plane, one of these came up on Trade Me. Actually, what came up on Trade Me was this. I've been looking for one of these for quite a while. Scouring the Trade Me every now and then. I'll just do a little search to see if there's one there. And there never was until a few weeks ago when this one showed up with a FlySky radio for a little over $100, and I thought that is going to be mine because that's good value. And on the evening before I went to pick it up, I just on the off chance that there might be something else up in Auckland that I could go and pick up in the same trip, so that I didn't, waste too much petrol. This one was there for $100 or so as well. No radio, but I thought, well, I'll go and get that. And it had not been flown apparently. The guy that I bought it off had not flown it, and the guy that he bought it off had not flown it either. Despite having done a whole lot of modifications, he's changed all the hinges to those Robart style hinges. Kind of wish he hadn't, because the guy that I bought it off seemed to think that the previous fella had done a good job, but the word that came to mind when I saw them was butchered. It's kind of what I started to think. There's an enormous gap of like 3 or 4 millimeters in here. Huge gaps around here. I mean, they do turn nicely, but boy, are we getting off topic. Yeah, so if you want a swooshing noise on your glider, do that to your ailerons and you can hear it swooshing. I can hear this swooshing. I've flown it a few times now. When it's way, way up there, I can hear it going swoosh. You don't need to bring it close. But yeah, I have a feeling it's killing the lift, and it's not. It flies okay, but I had to set the ailerons to deflect like a huge amount each way just to have them do anything. Like on my plane, they don't deflect all that much. You know, you need a decent amount because the wings are so long and there's so much angular momentum in the roll axis. But on this one, I had to set them to the absolute max that the servos could travel, and I think it's all because of that huge gap in there, and all the other surfaces are the same. Anyway, what was I talking about here? Oh yeah. So the size of my plane, wingspan wise, is, if we look over here, it's about the same as the white section of the ASW28. So if you take those winglets off, it's the same. Lengthwise, it's quite a bit shorter. As you can see, mine only goes up to there. And the wing area is completely different. So if I just put mine under here a little bit so we can sort of maybe look at the wings a little bit separately like that. Actually, it doesn't show up very well on camera, does it? Yeah, but there's a lot less wing area on mine. So I think that's what's causing it to sort of struggle a bit to get a nice height preserving glide. But the fuselage is a lot smaller, much smaller than that. Tailplane's actually bigger, I think. Yeah, mine's bigger. Whoops. Probably didn't need to be that big, did it? Anyway, that's going to do it for this video, I think. Waffled enough about nothing. I took some video when I flew this for the first time. If anybody's interested, it's not a new plane by any means, so this isn't like any sort of a groundbreaking revelatory review that will tell you anything that you didn't already know about these, because they've been around for years. But if anyone is interested in my first impressions of flying that, I'll put a link to some video of that in the description, and you can have a look at that, I suppose. Anyway, that's all for this video, and maybe next time we'll get some thermals. See you later.